This is the post-development stage. This is for landowners who are looking to maximise BU gain in order to sell those units. So here you can experiment with creating different habitats to see what is worth creating on your land. Now, a good place to start is to try to enhance the existing habitats you already have. So here we can select our modified grassland, which is in this card over here on the right, and we can click Edit Info to expand the card. Now, one way we could create units is by enhancing the condition. So if you select the drop down, we can see that we could enhance it to good, which will take 10 years. And once we select that, we can see that we've created, by looking down here, we can see we created 0.6423 units. Now, to look at an alternative way of improving the units, we could enhance the habitat to a different habitat type by clicking on this Enhanced Habitat drop down. And here these stars represent distinctiveness, and high distinctiveness habitats often sell at a higher price on the market. So if we select lowland meadows and set its new condition to good, we've now enhanced this habitat type from grassland to a meadow. And we can see down here that we've created 3.6 biodiversity units. Now, with the average unit selling for roughly 17 grand on the market at the moment, that's a good gain. So next we could look at improving this large cropland area, and we can edit its info by clicking on the habitat. It opens its habitat card. If we try to enhance this again, we can see that we can't enhance its condition. It doesn't have any options to. But we could change it to a different habitat type. Let's say arable field margins cultivated annually. And if we check the BU we're currently on, it is 14.6. So we've created 11 or so units just in that enhancement. And now, before making any more changes to this might be an option which we'd like to come back to later. So what we can do is we can create a copy, and that way we can always access this saved copy. So to create a copy of this draft, we'll click on this draft button at the top, and we can click on the options button, click copy. So now we've created a copy of this draft, and we can open it by clicking on it. And whatever changes we make to this one, it doesn't affect the other draft which we have saved. And what I'd like to try next is to replace this cropland with a more valuable habitat. So I can use the erase tool by selecting it here and clicking on the cropland to delete it. At which point we can see we have some of these trading rules violations appear down at the bottom here. And we can click on this to view which trading rules we've broken. And expanding these sections shows us which trading rule we've broken and how to fix them. So in this case, I can create any area habitat types to resolve this, any of these. And this is useful because when you are making biodiversity gains, you have to make sure that you abide by all of the trading rules. So our tool will tell you how to fix any trading rule you encounter. Now, I'd like to replace this cropland with scrub. So I'll go back to my habitat picker and heathland and scrub, and I'll select mixed scrub. And to fill the gap, I'll select the fill tool, and then I can just click on the gap to fill it. Now we can see by looking at the scorecard, we've created 40.3 biodiversity units and also fixed the trading rule violation. So if I compare this to what we had before by going back to our previous draft, which had 14 BU, we can see that this is a big gain here in this new draft. But there are also other factors to consider other than just maximizing BU gain. For example, the creation costs of habitats and the maintenance costs. And also it might be that certain habitats are more in demand by developers. And also, if I go back to the first draft, We can see that this would allow a farmer to continue farming their land as well as making BU gains. So that could make it an appealing option for some. But if I go back to maximising biodiversity gain, what I'm thinking I can try next is to enhance this pond we have. So I can deselect the current drawing tool, and now I can select the pond habitat by clicking on it. Opens up its habitat card, and here we can look to enhance the condition to good, and that gives us a very small BU gain. We could try to enhance the habitat type, but there's no options we can enhance it to. So all in all, this enhancement doesn't give us many benefits, and I'd say it would take a lot of work to get here and a lot of costs. So it's probably not worth including this enhancement. So what we'll do is we'll revert this back to the pond we had before. And I'll show you a feature we can use to do this. If I delete the habitat by clicking this delete button here, what I can do, and what you can do is, if you ever make any changes to habitats and you want to bring them back the way they were before in your existing page, we can click on this Lost Habitats tab here, and this shows us everything we've lost. So for example, the cereal crops we had before, and here's the pond we want. So we can click Restore and click Restore again, and this will bring back the pond the way we had it before. So now, once we're happy with our BU gains, we can click Confirm and Continue down here, and this will move us onto the reports page, where we'll be able to list these units we've created on our provider map so that developers can see these and they can show their interest. And if we get enough developer interest, we can continue with the ecology and the legal process in order to get those units sold to those developers who showed interest, and also to other developers